Welcome! I want to share some mindful movement with you today. Some of this can be done seated, and feel free to do what you need to do. We're going to begin by breathing. And as you breathe, imagining the top of your head is softening like a permeable door. And you bring the energy of the heavens, benevolent energy, into the top of the head as you inhale down the core of the body into the tailbone, sits bones, pelvic bowl. As you exhale, pull that energy, push that energy down into the earth. The knees are slightly bent, finding your balance, feeling grounded and steady and stable. And you may see me close my eyes. That's because that's the way I like to do it. But if you feel at all unsteady, or that you need to have more balance in this practice, find something still to focus your eyes on and watch that still focus throughout the practice. So we're going to take 5 breaths, inhaling through the top of the head, down the core of the body into the pelvic bowl. Exhale down the legs, rooting through the earth. Continuing, following your inhale. Exhaling down the legs, rooting into the earth. Inhale through the crown, into the tailbone, pelvic bowl. Exhale, rooting into the earth. One more breath. Checking in with your posture. Again, knees slightly bent. Balanced pelvis, balanced low back, shoulders relaxed back and down, heart slightly lifted, head reaching for the sky. And then begin to just tap the body. So you're rotating from the hips and just tapping the body, arms relaxed. Shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed, face relaxed, jaw relaxed. Just tapping the body, letting your cares go with each exhale, inhaling in fresh energy. And this is something that you could do anytime you find yourself wondering what to do next. Simple practice that brings your whole body into balance as you loosen up your arms and your spine and finding that steady, strong, sturdy base with your knees slightly bent, feet rooting into the earth, tailbone reaching down. And just for a few more breaths, tapping the body. You can continue with that heaven to earth mind focus as you breathe, or just feeling the breath in your body. And then back to center. Roll your shoulders back and down and let your arms roll open as well. Palms facing out from you, lifting the heart. Again, the knees are bent. You're feeling very sturdy and stable. Remember, if you need extra balance, to stare or focus at one thing that is not moving. Breathing into your heart. Stretching the sternum, the breastbone, stretching your ribs. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, just letting your shoulders find neutral. And we're going to loosen up the neck now. So now the focus is the top of the neck. So imagining that your head, the top of your head is like a spotlight. Could be like the Batman spotlight. You're sending out the signal into the sky that you are practicing and training to be more mindful today. So it's a pretty small circle. You should feel no strain whatsoever. Again, if you need extra balance, watching that still point that you've chosen. Another direction. Back to center, lengthening your spine, adjusting your sturdy base, knees slightly bent, feet rooting into the earth, tailbone reaching for the ground, breathing up into your heart, shoulders relaxed back and down. So there should be no strain, there's not a force, it's just a slight lift. Taking a couple deep breaths. So now we're going to move side to side. If you've ever seen one of those toy wooden snakes, I've seen a wooden lizard before, but they move very gracefully, moving side to side. So imagining each of those wooden pieces is your spine, your vertebrae. And you're just relaxing, going side to side. Again, if you need to, keep your eyes open and watch that still point. One more on each side. And finding your way back to center. So now we're going to do a big neck circle that's connected to the upper chest. So as you circle, you're moving the whole upper back and chest. Big circles. If you feel any pain, back off. Smaller circles, slower circles. If you don't feel pain, really finding your range of motion. Breathing deeply, relaxed, focused. Bringing your inner eye into all of the movement. Notice how the low back is strong and stable. Notice how the upper body is moving, finding your flexibility. And one more circle this way. And then switching directions. Big upper body circles. Looking inside, notice what you feel. One more. And finding your way back to center. Finding your balance, reaching the top of the head up tall. Lengthening the spine. Honoring all the curves. You're not trying to straighten out necessarily. You're lengthening. Knees slightly bent, rooting the feet down. Balanced pelvis. Breathing deeply. Now we're going to do the chi pump. So the chi pump's a pretty interesting movement. And the idea is that you first focus on the Dantian. So the Dantian in yoga would be compared to the second chakra. And in Tai Chi and Qigong, the Dantian is the battery. It's the source of power. And it is possible to drain it, and it is possible to charge it. So right now we want to charge it. And as we do the movements in the breath, you bring the breath in to here, and as you exhale, you consolidate. You charge the battery. Condense the energy, condense the breath. So that's the breath. Now the movement is meant to loosen up the whole spine. And I'll show you front ways, and then I'll show you to the side. The idea, first of all, is that the pelvis and the shoulders remain in balance, and the spine flexes in front of and behind that balance. And you can do this in front of a mirror if you're not sure what you're doing. And you can't really do it wrong unless you lose your balance and fall. So you can do this seated, and it's actually easier to do seated. So if you'd like, this is something you can try in your seat. So I'll show you the front ways. Again, you want the feet rooted, knees slightly bent. The knees bent gives you shock absorption, and it gives you balance. And when you balance the hips and pelvis, you're not tucked and you're not pulling back. And we're going to work with the tucking and pulling back with the chi pump. So with the breath, you inhale and extend your chest up, extend your whole spine, tailbone back, look up. Exhale, looking towards the navel, bringing the elbows and the arms together, tucking the tailbone forward. Balanced shoulders and hips. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward curl. So I'm going to go to the side so you can see how much flex I am working with. And you might not have as much flexibility, but the idea is that the shoulders and the hips are balanced. So as you go back, the tailbone goes back, the heart comes up, shoulders go back, staying in balance, inhaling into the chi. Exhale, condense that energy, curl. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Couple more. Back to center. Lengthen the spine. Finding your Tai Chi stance. All right, if that was something that you really enjoyed and want to do more, it's good to do about 9 of those and then pause. You can even pause and put your hands on your chi, the Dantian, and the heart, and just settle in before you do another round. You can do 3 rounds of 9, and that's a really great singular practice as well. Okay, so let's just get the whole body together and big hip circles. Just relaxed shoulders. So this is kind of bringing together the wooden snake and the chi pump. You may feel some stretching in your low back. other direction. Finding a range of motion. If you feel pain, you make a smaller circle. But it's good to keep the fluidity in all of the joints, because that's how we heal, is remaining fluid and flexible, honoring our limits, honoring the pain signals, but still having a little bit of movement. And back to center, lengthen the spine, find your Tai Chi stance, knees bent. We're going to touch our toes a couple times. If you're seated, you can touch your toes as well. And if you're standing and you're not so good with balance, maybe try this seated. So what we're going to do is take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you curl down, bend your knees, touch the ground. Inhale, roll back up. Lift your heart. Exhale back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Bend your knees, touch the ground. Inhale, roll up. Lift the heart, shoulders back. Exhale, neutral. One more time. Inhale deep. Exhale, roll down. Bend your knees. Touch the ground. Inhale, roll up. Stretch your heart. And relax. So that's a little mindful movement for you today. And any of that can be done singularly, or you can blend it in any way that feels best inside of your body. The idea of mindful movement is that you honor your needs, but you put time into it daily. This is how we train. This is how we move our lives into a mindful lifestyle and evolve our own minds, evolve our vibration, and that evolves our home, it evolves our neighborhood and our community. So many blessings on your training and your practice. Namaste.